All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. I pray y'all are having a wonderful, blessed day as we give the Most High Yah all the honor, glory, and all the praise and worship. Y'all, it's an honor for me to do this video. Brother Rodney Jackson, but we know him on her as Brother PPdrawings. I want y'all to listen at this. It's very powerful. If you can, listen at it word by word. This will encourage you. This will, I'm telling you, if this don't make you see what you got going on in your life to elevate you higher and higher, but just keep in mind, check this out word for word. We are very proud of you, Brother Rodney. I'm not going to talk about what he got off in there. He's going to do that for you. But I want y'all to listen at this interview so you can truly, truly be blessed by it. Don't just hear it. Listen at it. So I'm going to get on out of the way right now. Brother Rodney, we're very proud of you, brother. Keep on going higher and higher in the Most High. Much love. Shalom.
You are now listening to Young Business Profits, the podcast that helps young people to make money, save money, and be more productive in every aspect of life. Let's join your host, Jerome Baker, for today's exciting episode of Young Business Profits. What's going on once again? Thank you so much for listening to Young Business Profits, where we help young people and young adults to make money, save money, and to be more productive in life. I'm so excited about today's episode. We have a young man that started his own window cleaning business. I'm telling you, this guy has an awesome testimony. I'm going to introduce him in just a moment. Before we get to that, I want to invite you to go to our website, youngbusinessprofits.com, and there you can follow us and find our social media links to Facebook and Instagram. We want you to follow us so you can be updated when we have new episodes coming out, as well as new blog posts that inspire you to go out and get you a side hustle or save money or just to be more productive. So go over to the website, youngbusinessprofits.com. Again, you'll find our Facebook page, our Instagram link. You can also sign up for exclusive content that we send out to everyone that's on our email list. So you want to make sure you go there to the website and you will see a page called exclusive content. So you want to sign up, put your name, your email in, and when we release some content, it will only be available for those that are on the mailing list, the email list, and that'll get sent directly to your valid email account. And also, if you have a business, a side hustle that you do, and you would like us to know about it, well, we can set up an interview to get you on the podcast. Also, over on youngbusinessprofits.com, we have a recommendation form where you can send us a request for interview. And so we'll find out a little bit of information about you, or if you are recommending someone else, you can point us in the right direction, because we love to get inspiring stories to help our young people to be more productive in life, to prosper in life. So go ahead over. There's a recommendation form right over on the website. Well, let's get to it. I believe we're on episode number 11. Thank y'all so much for all the support. Thank you for the new page likes. But today we have Rodney Jackson of RoJack's window cleaning. Oh man, this guy used to work in corporate America. He started out in the factory of a particular company, worked his way up to an office job, and was there for a number of years. And he gives insight on how he got the idea to start a window cleaning business. And based upon him, things are just taking off. He's doing it full time. And that's not the only thing that he does. He also was an artist, and he talks about how he was making money by being an artist and what type of things he was doing with that talent that he had. So I want you to make sure you listen to the entire podcast. This one, I mean, all of them have been good, but this one right here, oh my goodness, I was really excited. after sharing some time talking to Rodney about what he's doing. So let's get ready. Episode 11 right here. Young business prophets, Rodney Jackson of RoJack's Window Cleaning.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. I pray y'all are having a wonderful, blessed day as we give the Most High Yah all the honor, glory, and all the praise and worship. Y'all, it's an honor for me to do this video. Brother Rodney Jackson, but we know him on her as Brother PPdrawings. I want y'all to listen at this. It's very powerful. If you can, listen at it word by word. This will encourage you. This will, I'm telling you, if this don't make you see what you got going on in your life to elevate you higher and higher, but just keep in mind, check this out word for word. We're very proud of you, Brother Rodney. I'm not going to talk about what he got off in there. He's going to do that for you. But I want y'all to listen at this interview so you can truly, truly be blessed by it. Don't just hear it. Listen at it. So I'm going to get on out of the way right now. Brother Rodney, we're very proud of you, brother. Keep on going higher and higher in the Most High. Much love. Shalom.
That are outside the Georgia area, tell them a little bit about the company Southwire.
Okay, Southwire is the #1 wire manufacturing company in the world, as far as I know. I worked there in their plant, actually on a machine for about 6 years making the wire. And then I moved up to the IT department, helping them keep the computer systems running for all of the Southwires around the world.
Wow, that's pretty cool right there. And of course, they're located in the city of Carrollton, Georgia. And like you said, they are probably $100 million company. I know they're a public company.
Yeah, they're out there, way out there. They're like nationwide. They're really big.
Okay. So while you were doing that, I've known you for some time. You actually used to have another side hustle before you got to the window cleaning, or another business where you would do drawings. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I actually still do have the drawing business. I run a website where I get commissions all the time, drawing pictures of portraits of people or pets or just whatever. Yeah, I still do that. I've been doing that drawing since I was a child. That's just something that I was born with. So yeah, I still have that going as well.
Wow. So how did you start to monetize that particular talent that you have? Because I'm pretty sure you have young people that can draw, but they have no idea how they can actually earn a living or make extra money from that. What did you do?
Eventually, as people began to see my ability, and I was drawing for different ones at different times, the word just basically got out about what I could do. So I would tell anybody to make sure you're operating in your gift or operating in your talent. And that's the main thing. And like the scriptures say, your gift will make room for you. And as the word gets out, you just build on that. So eventually I ran into someone that could build websites, and I had a website built, and it just went on from there. And now, from word of mouth, people hear about me. I get calls from all over the country from people wanting drawings done.
Wow. What platforms do you use? Is it just your website, or did you use something like a Fiverr, or was there other websites that you used to where you could actually have money coming in passively from across the country?
I've done a number of different things, and I still do from time to time. The main thing, of course, is the website. And then secondary is YouTube and Facebook, which I use a lot. And sometimes I would do like side sites like Etsy.com I've even done, what's the other one? Like Craigslist. I've even done Craigslist, which is real good to reach people outside of your state.
So how did you use Craigslist to sell your artwork? What did you do? Just make drawings and list them, or what did you do?
That's what I did. I actually took drawings that I thought other people would like and posted them on Craigslist with the price and everything under there, and just let whoever saw it and wanted it contact me.
Wow. So do you remember like your first hit that you got over the internet, whether it was through Craigslist, YouTube, or one of the other sites that you were using? Do you remember when the first time where somebody was like, hey, I like what you're doing, I'll pay you? What was that like?
It was really, really, well, I guess I can say it was kind of strange because, you know, a lot of times you might not be looking for that to happen, even though you're wanting it to happen, but you're not really expecting it to come how it's going to come. And I got a phone call actually from someone who had seen one of my advertisements, and they were letting me know where they saw the advertisement at and how they liked the drawings that I did, and telling me what they wanted me to draw for them. And we just went on from there. And they were actually from out of state. They were like North Carolina or South Carolina somewhere.
Wow, that's kind of cool, bro. I didn't even know that. I think now a lot of kids, they use Instagram and things of that nature. So there's so many avenues, and there's really no excuse not to put that talent into action.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's been about maybe a year and a half ago. I'm riding around town, and I see you in this blue shirt with a ladder washing windows. And I'm like, that looks like Rodney right there. And sure enough, I get to asking some people. I said, is Rodney got a business? Is he washing windows? It was like, yes. And then in a few weeks after that, I see you with this nice, pretty truck, man, just out getting it. And now what's amazing, before I saw anybody doing this around our city, it was you first. And now I see other people doing it. How did RoJack's window cleaning come into be?
Man, it's a really good testimony. I tell you, I was actually at Southwire, sitting in front of the computers with not much work to do on this particular night. Just sitting there, and the Lord gave it to me. He said, start a window washing business. And on the job at Southwire, anytime you get a call, you would take a pad and get all the information, the person's name, what the problem is, the plant number or whatever to reach them if you have to call them back. So when the Lord dropped that on me, I grabbed that same pad that I used for work, and I just started writing down everything God told me to do.
Wow.
And it actually came through a message that I had heard like 4 or 5 years earlier, where Pastor Cochran was talking about not being lazy. And if you even could go out and get some Windex and go from door to door washing people's windows, you would have a window washing business.
Wow.
God put that back on my mind.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I still have that message on DVD right now. And after 4 or 5 years, God brought that back to my mind. And I'm sitting on the job, and I'm making plenty of money. I'm not in need for anything, and I'm thinking, I really don't even need a business. I don't need more money. But God gave me this, so I'm going to start it. And that's when I started it.
Okay, let's stop right there. So you sat on this business idea for 4 or 5 years.
No, I never had the idea. I just remembered Pastor Cochran, my pastor, preaching that.
Okay,
it came back to me.
I got you. So it started with a message that you heard from your pastor at church. Got you.
Right.
Okay, so you start writing everything down. that the
I
Lord...
wrote it down on that night.
Okay.
When God brought it to me, I wrote everything down. And when I got off work, I immediately started putting everything that I had to do into action. And it took me only 2 days to do everything that God had told me to do.
Can you share some of the things, if not all, maybe some of the things that stuck out to you that you wrote down that you had to do that helped get you started?
Now, what I remember is the business name. My business name is RoJack, and that's R-O for my first name, Rodney, and Jacks for my last name, which is Jackson. So God gave me the business name. I had that wrote down first. And then I had number 1, go get a business license. Then I had number 2, go and get a bucket, a brush head, and a squeegee head, and an extension pole. And that's basically the main thing that I had on there, just everything that I needed. And I set out and went and got it all, went and got a business license, and in 2 days I had it all together.
Okay. So you got your license, you got your equipment. So you didn't even have a ladder at that time.
Sure did.
Hey, man, I'm looking at your Facebook. You all up on the ladder, you know what I'm saying, at the top of houses. They don't know you done came from the bottom.
Right, exactly.
So what did you do? Did you go out looking for your first client? What, in a week, that weekend? What happened then? You got everything legalized. What did you do?
I tell you, on that second day, the last thing that I had to do was go and get a clipboard to put all of my paperwork on. And I went to the Dollar Tree.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Right. I went to Dollar Tree and I got all the paperwork and then put it on the clipboard. I got back in the truck and I dropped the clipboard in my lap.
Okay.
And I said, okay, God, there it is. I did what you told me to do. And I said, now let me see how this is going to work. I got right back out the truck and walked over to Bell's clothing store. And I walked in and I said, I need to speak with the store manager.
Okay.
And they went and got the store manager. And I said, yes, ma'am, I was wanting to speak with you about keeping the windows cleaned on this store. And she said, we were just about to call a window cleaning company. I promise you, the very first place that I went in was Bell's clothing store. And now, 5 years later, I still do Bell's clothing store.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you didn't have your blue shirt or nothing, did you?
Nothing.
Man, that's what's up. Okay, so you go in there, had you practiced your pitch, or you just walked in there and just said, look, this is who I am, this is what I want to do, and she was like, let's get it.
That's it.
Okay, so how did you come up with your prices? I'm pretty sure you may have some competitors listening, but it would be some good knowledge to help a young person. How did you come up with your price range?
Okay.
And not saying you have to tell what you charge, but just how did you come up with your prices?
Well, to be honest, I didn't know how to price the jobs, but God had given me a price to charge for regular storefront. And when I went into Bell's clothing store, since they were like twice as big as the normal size store, I doubled what God had given me. And I ended up just like going by how long it would take me to do a job. I priced it based on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, that is so awesome. So you got your first job. What transpired then?
Now, after I got the first one, now that's because I hadn't told anybody what I was doing, not even my wife.
Oh, okay.
So that night.
So you got all this extra cash on you. I'm just messing with you. No, okay, go ahead. So you didn't tell anybody.
Right, I hadn't told anybody. But that night, after Bells agreed to let me be their contractor for their windows, I went home that night and I let my wife know that we were about to start a window washing business. And I knew she would have a lot of questions, but I had all the answers for it, including my first client.
Oh yeah, you had something to put on the table.
Right. And I went from there. Now, the key, what I love to tell about this story is that after Bells being the first client, the next 22 places that I went told me no.
That's good. Oh my gosh. So the next 22 places, so you kept a record.
Exactly. I had them on the list, and everywhere I went, from Carrollton into the next city, into Villa Rica, and everywhere I went, everybody was saying no. They didn't need anybody. They didn't want to pay to have it done. And every time I got told no on my way back to my truck, I would say out loud so I could hear it with my own ears that it does not matter how many people say no. I'm doing what God told me to do.
That's good.
I would repeat it to myself and then go right to the next place. And I just kept going.
So what was the lesson in all of those turn downs that stuck with you to make you a better man and a better business person? What was the lesson out of those negative reports that you got? Because no doubt it probably affected you in some way. But what was the lesson you learned that you can help someone else that may be getting turn downs as it relates to their business?
I think I learned not to quit and not to give up no matter what. And I proved it to myself by keeping going. And I just kept going and kept going after all. And that was like 3 days worth of turn down, because I was going in several places a day. And the next person that said yes was the business owner, and they actually had 5 buildings for me to clean.
Wow. So that 23rd person gave you 5 accounts.
So I jumped from having 1 client or 1 building to clean up to having 6 automatically.
So if you would have quit on turn down number 10, you would have never got those extra 5 accounts.
Right.
If you even didn't endure on turn down number 20.
Right. Right.
So the key is just keep going.
Keep going, no matter what. That's what I try to tell everybody.
Wow, man, that is so powerful. I just did not know that. So all this is going on, were you still working your primary job at Southwire?
Yeah, all of this was in that the first year of me doing the windows. I was still going to Southwire, working on my normal shift, getting off work, going to do whichever windows I could do, and then following the same routine.
Now, I try to tell my boys and other young people, it's good to have that earned income on the job, but if you can come up with a service or a product that can give you that secondary income or that passive income, you want to keep working that until either God tell you it's time to leave that first one alone because you got so much business. But most people, they get that extra income and they spend it up. What did you find yourself doing with that money that could help somebody else? Were you putting it back into the business?
I was actually stacking it in the bank.
Okay.
Because since I had a good job, I didn't need the money, and I didn't start the business for money. I started it from obedience to God. So all of the money that I was making, I was just stacking it in the bank for a full year.
Mm.
And after one full year, I went from May 2014 to May 2015, and Southwire ended my job.
Oh, so they ended it. Okay.
Right. They ended my job, and they gave me an opportunity to go into the plant and work. And actually, I would have gotten a $5 pay raise if I had went back and ran a machine in the plant.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have had to be on day shift. I would have been missing out on church. So I chose to just leave the company and do full time what God had given me to do.
And you had a year up on your self-employment by the time
Right.
Southwire decided to let you go. So you was ahead of the game.
Right.
Wow, that's
So
awesome.
I walked out of Southwire with a bank full of money, and since they ended my position, they had to give me a severance package. So they had to actually, what I called it, they had to invest into my business
Yeah.
in order for me to leave it.
And you know what? That's just some good wisdom, man, because I think sometimes young people, they end jobs too quickly or prematurely.
Right.
You know, I think it's important to make sure that you do things in the proper season when God wants you to
That's
do them.
right.
And so I think that's awesome, man, that you just hung in there even though you had a good thing on the side going.
Right.
So you got 6 clients, you're a year in. What begins to take place then? I'm pretty sure you had to do some marketing, or did you? Because I know some business owners, they say, man, I never have to do any advertising. Business just comes my way. So a year in, 6 clients, what's going on with RoJack?
Well, I continued to walk into different businesses and talk to different store managers and GMs in different companies. And the business would grow like 2 clients one day. I might go a week and then get another 3. And it just continued to grow little by little. And then my pastor, Pastor Cochran, he gave me the idea. He said he thought I should get a T-shirt or a uniform to let everybody know that I really meant business when they would see me out. So I went with the blue shirt that you say you saw the one day. I added a hat to it. So I go out with a blue hat, blue shirt, like a blue polo shirt with my business name on it, and blue sneakers. And people started seeing me out there on a regular basis. And then I didn't have to go to ask anybody. People started coming to me.
Man, that's awesome. So is window washing or cleaning, is that a business that has peaks like most businesses, or is that something you can do in the wintertime also?
Yeah, I continue to work throughout the winter. What falls off a little are the houses, because I do residential and commercial. But during the winter, you don't get as many houses as you do, of course, during the summer.
Okay.
So it's a little fall off, but it's not bad at all.
That's awesome, man. Can you share your testimony about your company truck? Because I heard bits and pieces. How did that come about?
Again, I was talking to Pastor Cochran, and he said, I listened to my pastor.
And I'm going to ask you about that in a few minutes, but go ahead.
Okay. He told me, he said, I see your business is going to continue to grow. He said, one day you're going to be driving around in a blue and white truck with your business name on it. And I went, after he told me that, I was just thinking about it. Like, I'm going to have to get me a truck. And on this particular day, I went to the dealership. Now, one of the clients that I got is Mike Bell Chevrolet, the Chevy dealership. And he called me to clean the windows on his house. And while I was doing his house, he said he wanted me to go to the dealership and give him a quote at the dealership. And when I started doing the windows at the dealership, he started talking to me about giving me a deal on a truck. And at the time, the business still wasn't to the point to where I wanted to spend the money on the truck. But I knew that what my pastor said, I took it as a prophecy that I should have a truck. So when God released me and said, yeah, go ahead on and get the truck, I got it, not because I could afford it, but because God said it was time. And the deal that I ended up getting, it was just like a you can't turn this down deal. And it just went from there. So I got it, and everything that I need, it came through my business contacts. The truck came from a dealership that I did windows for. I got a deal on putting my name on the side because the people that did the decal, I've been doing their windows. They were one of the first people that I started doing in the first year. So they gave me a good deal on putting their name on the side. So just constant growth.
Man, that is an awesome testimony. So what is your wife thinking now, if I can throw that in there?
I ask her periodically, what do you think about RoJack now? And she just shakes her head. She's like, now she sees.
Yeah. Man, that is so awesome. You have given a great blueprint for students, man, college students, or anybody that wants to get into this particular industry, man. I think the difference, though, with you and with what I'm hearing is your relationship with God, your relationship with your pastor. How important is your faith in your business to bringing you to the point to where you are now, that if someone may not have that type of relationship, they can say, man, I might want to give Jesus a chance. What is it about your relationship with God that has helped you with your business?
I think it's just the realness of it, the realness of God, the realness of the scriptures, which is what I actually had to wake up to one day, because I had been in the church for years. I had been listening to my pastor preach message after message, week after week, for a number of years, and I had not really put the word that was being preached into action. And one day I just woke up and I just asked myself, all of your talents, all of your gifts, all of your abilities, what are you doing? And I remember one particular message that Pastor Cochran preached. It was cursed for not believing the gospel. And when I heard that message, I knew, man, it's time for me to really put the word into action. And when I got it, I made a statement to myself. I'm about to live by faith. And if God does not do what he said he would do in the word, I know I'm going to hit rock bottom. And if I hit rock bottom, I know I'm going to take my wife and my child with me. But I have to try this word. And I want so bad to tell everybody, don't just hear the word. You have to do this. You have to put this word into action and see how real God actually is.
Man, that's awesome. Awesome testimony. So those that may be in this area of Georgia, do you just stick to the West Georgia area or you branch out?
Well, so far, I think I'm working now in 14 different cities.
Wow.
And I think the furthest I go out is like an hour and 45 minutes out. Like, I guess that would be, because I do Alabama too, so.
That's all.
Yeah,
right.
I probably got about a 2-hour radius where I travel out.
Okay. Well, there it is. Rodney Jackson of RoJack's Window Cleaning. He does commercial and real estate. Started out as what I call a side hustle, and it has turned into a full-time business. Man, you have been such an inspiration here on Young Business Profits. How can people find your website? And I'm pretty sure on their website they can find you on Facebook. What is your website address?
My website is RoJack at, what is it? the website. It's RoJack.net.
There it is.
RoJack.net. And if you look up RoJack's Window Cleaning on Facebook or RoJack's Window Cleaning on YouTube, I'm all over online, Google. I'm out there.
Well, man, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I know your testimony is going to really inspire someone to make their own money, save their money, as well as to be more productive. Keep doing what you're doing. Rodney, we really appreciate it here on Young Business Profits.
Yes, sir. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of Young Business Profits. For more informative content to help you make money, save money, and to be a more productive young person, go to the website youngbusinessprofits.com. And remember, you're not too young to be productive and prosperous.